right, welcome everybody to another exciting episode of Two Bar Connection with your host Jesse and
James. What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year!
What is going on, everyone? Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that stuff. So we are back from our holiday hiatus, and well, today we're going to, of course, cover 2023 and our favorite games of 2023. As well as our game of the year, which, gee, I wonder what that game's going to be.
I wonder what it's going to be.
Wow. It might rhyme with Schmalder's Bait.
Schmalder's Bait Tree.
Schmalder's Bait Tree, exactly. But before we get into that, man, how was your holiday? How was your Christmas?
Oh, holiday was great. I spent most of it working because I worked Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve at the hospital, and it did get some craziness did happen. You know, people always get stupid during the holidays and they end up sick or injured, either or.
You told me there was wait, can you talk about it? You told me there was a guy who fell down.
Well, I could describe it as in like the most vague sense possible. I can do so an alien with zim pronouns got drunk at 10 p.m. and fell down a flight of stairs.
How many?
3.
Oh, you said 6 last time. Okay.
No, was it 6? Then it was probably 6. It was a big fall because he ended up Z ended up having a very, very large brain bleed. So
oof.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he's a little fucked up. Not gonna lie.
I hope they're all right. Okay.
Yeah, but still, I was kind of like, come on, man. It's not even midnight. And you're already you got hurt during the pregame, bro. What's wrong with you? But yeah, we did have some worse stuff happen, but it's not suitable for a general audience.
Okay, for our Christian audience that's out there, on all those kids that listen to our podcast.
Absolutely. No, but honestly, even for adults, it was pretty sad. I'll tell you about it later, privately, but it was it was very, very sad. But I worked the holidays. That's what I did. I finally got around to playing games because I got my certification that I've been studying for. So now I had all this extra time, so I went back to play games. And I even played one other game for a couple hours, and it actually, we're going to talk about it later because it made the list. Because I noticed that my list was short, so I was like, "Damn, I should probably play some games to increase the repertoire a bit." And so yeah, I played this game off of your library, as you know. But
yes, I know it was a genuine and welcome surprise.
Yes,
to see you play it and enjoy it, no less.
Yeah. In my short time, even though you say I haven't gotten to the part that filters out the the people yet,
the get good and the get got.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on with me. What about you, dude? How have you been? How were your holidays?
Well, did you get any good gifts?
Oh yeah, I got some boots, but they're really nice boots, dude. They're the brand is called Danner, I believe, and they're leather, and but honestly, they look more like boots that you would wear to a fancy dinner or some shit like that. It's not boots that I would take with me out hiking, even though you can, but I would not.
Can you repeat a little bit because you kind of? I think my internet kind of a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Sure, no problem.
You said they were nice boots.
Yeah, they were very nice boots. Very nice to the point where I would not take them outside hiking, even though that's probably what they're made for. I want to keep them as nice as possible. So I also got a second. I got a travel. Sorry, not a hiking backpack. The one with the a bladder in it to fill up with water. Yeah, it's cool. It's pretty cool, but my parents didn't know I already had one, so now I have an extra one that I'm probably gonna have to give to somebody. I'll probably give it to my other friend who likes to hike here. What else? No, yeah, that's pretty much it. Some clothes and no, nothing else. Honestly, pretty boring holidays. I'm at the age where gifts like that, I don't really, it's it's clothes and stuff that I'm like, oh, actually, I did not know I needed this. This is actually really cool. So,
Well, congratulations on certification, by the way.
oh, thanks, thank you, I appreciate it. That's
Yeah. I mean, that's something worth celebrating, right?
absolutely, especially because like I studied really hard for it, and I actually failed the first time, and I was really pissed. But also, I think I psyched myself out, so I literally tried again 1 week later, and it was night and day. I was like, I can't believe I freaked out over these questions. Like, this actually is not that bad of a test. Like, don't get me wrong, it's challenging, but it wasn't like, I wasn't having that feeling of dread the first time I took it. So I was like, damn, bro, I can't believe I was a pussy the first time. Like, what the fuck's wrong with me?
Yeah, test anxiety is real, man.
Yeah, dude, but I haven't had test anxiety in a long time, dude. Like, that was the first time that it happened to me since, well, I think 2017, when I took like all of my prereqs, like my biochemistries, my organic chemistries and shit. I'm like, damn, dude, it's been a long time. So yeah.
Well, you're never too old for test anxiety, so
I know that now. Now I know.
Yeah.
I gotta focus.
Focusing, right? You gotta be
Focusing.
focusing. You didn't focus enough.
Well, yeah, dude. So that's yeah, been pretty boring for me at least. How about you though? How did your holidays go?
Well, it's Christmas Day. Let's see. We went to mass and then came back, had some good breakfast. Then my sister came over. We watched some Christmas movies, opened some gifts. I got my whole family pretty good gifts. I got my mom like a cheese board, but I got it off of Etsy.
Oh, wow.
So it was custom made, and I actually had like mom written in the corner for her.
Very nice.
And then my brother, I got him sneakers. Bless you.
Thank you.
I got my brother sneakers. I got my sister a notebook with a One Piece character on it. It's Nico Robin. That's her favorite character.
Ooh.
I got a sweater for Selita. And it has a Chopper, like the reindeer guy. That's her favorite character.
Also from One Piece, right?
Yeah, also from One Piece. Yeah, they're obsessed with One Piece. Like, I don't know what they have been watching One Piece. Like they watch like 2 or 3 episodes a day, every day.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
I heard it's good. I heard it's good, but it's pretty fan behavior of them.
Exactly. Yeah. No, they're absolutely head over heels for the show, and they watch it every chance they get. They're always talking about it when I'm around the house. Selita's always trying to get me to watch it. But like maybe when I retire, when I live in the retirement home, when I have time to watch 1,000-something episodes, then maybe. You can come visit me. We'll make it a thing, right? Your old ass elderly uncle. You can come to the retirement home. We'll watch it together. We'll have a good time. Then my dad, I got him a polo.
Nice.
And pretty good Christmas, pretty relaxing. And then on New Year's Eve, I had a family. No, I went to what the hell did I do New Year's Eve? I don't remember what I did, to be honest. Yeah, I forgot what I did New Year's Eve. Wow. Okay.
You drinking?
The day before Christmas, and my cousin come over, and we watched the Cowboys Dolphins game. So we watched the Dolphins demolish the Cowboys. So that's always good. Except for my dad. My dad, obviously, he's more of a Cowboys fan than a Dolphins fan, so he was kind of sad. But
I'm sorry, but it had to be done.
Yeah, it had to be done. Like, he was literally like, everyone was wearing Dolphin stuff, and he was the only guy there wearing a Cowboys shirt. The only one, man. Or his Cowboy sweater. He has a shirt. He has a sweater. He has blankets. And then you haven't been to my house in a long time, but remember he has like all those plaques on the wall with like Roger Staubach and Tom Landry and stuff. Yeah, he has all that stuff. So he's a big Cowboys fan. But yeah, he wasn't very happy that day. And then for Christmas, I got this like just socks, socks.
Dude, that's fucking awesome, dude. Look at that.
At least they're cool socks. They are cool socks, but like you're getting old when for Christmas you get just fucking socks.
Yes, dude, just socks, straight up socks.
You don't get cool shit, right? I think you're like the only one like who gives me cool shit because we give each other because every year as tradition, James and I always buy each other games.
Yep.
I bought you
Anno Mutationum.
Anno Mutation. That's right. I use Anno
Which
something.
which I have to get around to. And what did I get you? I forgot what I got you.
Oh, did it cut off there? What was that?
No, I was saying, what did I get you?
You got me the Mass Effect collection.
Oh, yes. Yes, I know, because you were telling me, like, oh, man, like, I can't play that. I can't sink my life into that again. Not right now. And I was like, oh, well, it's there. It's there if you...
I'll definitely play through it again, because Mass Effect are some of my favorite games of all time. Like 2 is, like, top 5. 1 is, like, top, like, 25.
Yeah.
And 3 is, like, I guess somewhere up there. But it's still... They're still all 3 are great games. It's my favorite gaming trilogy ever. So I definitely look forward to playing it sometime. It'll be my 3rd time playing through the entire trilogy.
Yeah.
If I play through the game. Maybe I'll actually go Renegade this time. Who knows?
The true Renegade. And look like complete dog shit on your face and everything.
Well, no, I'm doing the surgery for that. I'm not getting it. I'm not going to walk around looking like a Sith Lord. I'm going to get that plastic surgery. Get that little nip tuck.
More like Edgelord. More like Edgelord.
You look like a Sith Lord when you get that renegade scarring shit. No, dude, I'm getting that nip tuck. Dr. Chakwa's gonna give me that facelift. Going through that knife.
The knife with Dr. Chakwas.
Like I said, pretty good holiday, nice and relaxing. As far as gaming news, I was really tempted to be like, hey, dude, maybe we should record something because.
Dude, a lot of shit happened.
A lot of shit happened, right? Like, leave it to 2023. Like, to keep bringing out the big shit all year round, man. Like, we just had, as of like 2 weeks ago, like the one of the biggest leaks in gaming history. With Insomniac. Again. Another historic leak. First we had Grand Theft Auto 6, and then we had Insomniac. Pretty much their entire like 5-year plan getting leaked.
Yeah. Hang on. You cut off again. Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. No, I see you now. You're good now. Yeah.
Okay.
But dude. But yeah, dude. Fucking Insomniac.
And then now, like some fucking 13-year-old kid actually beat Tetris.
Yes, dude. I heard about that. And
like the first person in like the 40 years of Tetris existence finally beat Tetris. Like just beat it, flat out.
I didn't even know it was a beatable game. I just thought it was I thought it was just just keep playing until you die, like get a high score. But no. Yeah,
so I mean, congratulations to that kid. I forgot his name, but like he dedicated the win to his dad. So because his dad actually died like the week before he set the record. But I mean, I'm glad he made the achievement and he dedicated it to his dad. So it's kind of sweet.
Yeah, dude, that is pretty sweet. And good for him because Tetris is one of my favorite games of all time. I love Tetris a lot.
Oh yeah, no, it's a classic. It's like one of the most quintessential games. Like if you are a gamer, you have to play Tetris at least once in your life.
Absolutely,
at least once. And there's a good chance you probably did because it's on fucking everything, like literally everything.
Yep.
You can probably go online and find a free version of it to play.
Yeah.
So just do that. Just go online, find a free version to play. It's a great game. And then what else was there? I feel like there was something else big that happened like towards the end of this year.
Honestly, a lot of stuff happened. We have to go through it and kind of tally it. But for me, the biggest thing was the Insomniac leaks, Yeah.
Well, 100%. That was huge. Like we got like the Wolverine was like the whole script for the Wolverine was leaked. They had like an entire build that leaked out and people were able to play it early. The games they plan on releasing soon are also like leaked. We know there's gonna be like a Venom spinoff, and then there's gonna be like a Spider-Man 3. It's gonna come out like in like 4 years from now.
Yeah,
there's gonna be another Ratchet and Clank game they're working on. And they also have like an exclusive deal with Marvel where they're gonna be able to make X-Men games. Like a lot of crazy stuff.
No, a lot of crazy shit. And for me, though, the part that's, I mean, I know we're probably going to talk about it later, but for me, the part that stuck out was I don't know if it was real or not, but I had read that Sony had planned to release Spider-Man 3 in 3 different installments and charge like $120 for each installment.
That's some bullshit. I don't know the validity of that. I do know that I did hear that the game was kind of rushed a little bit.
Which one? Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2, yeah. It was rushed a little bit. Like it was supposed to come out next year, but they wanted to come out for holiday release. And we'll talk about it later because spoiler alert, it is on my list for top games. But I did feel like it was a little rushed towards the end. But we'll get more into that when we actually talk about our top games.
Yeah. We'll save the news for later. That way we have stuff to talk about. But yeah,
I mean that was pretty much the TLDR. I really want to focus on I think we should just focus on our game of the years.
Yes, dude, absolutely. So, our game of the year.
You want to start us off with the first one? What's yours?
Sure thing, man.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. Before we do that, so for me, I have 10 games this year. I have an actual top 10, and James has 7.
Yes,
so just so everyone knows, right? Because I played quite a few more games than James.
Yes, much to my dismay, I tried really hard.
You're a busy man, so I've admittedly a little more free time than you, especially recently.
Yeah, but I think it's going to change for the better this year, thankfully.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But let's get into it. So, what is your number 7?
All right, so out of my 7 games that I have, number 7 is Pizza Tower.
Pizza Tower. All right, so tell us about Pizza Tower. Why is it on your top?
Well, Pizza Tower. So it's actually a game that I played a lot when more on my Steam Deck than anything else, just because I wanted an easy game that I can hop in and out of while I was while I was traveling, and it was really good. I know I talked about it and how it really reminded me of the Wario Land series, which it's super obvious that it was inspired by it, and I thought it was just great. There really is there's no dying. Like, essentially, Peppino Pizza is invulnerable. However, that's his name, Peppino Pizza, and he every hit you take actually just takes away from your score. Like from your final score for the level. So there really is no dying. However, it does tell you at some point, they're like, hey, you let Peppino Pizza get hit like 50 times and makes you feel super bad about it. Yeah. The animations and the faces that he makes, like everything is so fluid. There's countering, which I didn't really get a chance to master too well. Actually parrying. Running up the walls and stuff, and dude, that game, you move so fast. Like there are some moments where I actually was like, what the fuck is going on? I can't even see where I'm going. Like he's literally going at like Mach 10 or some shit.
So it's kind of like Sonic.
Yeah, dude, seriously, like Sonic, except I don't know, not as clear cut, because in Sonic I felt like all the courses were built around the fact that you're going to be going super fast, so they just have like this one trail that you can go down. But in Pizza Tower, nah. Imagine just a regular Mario level that you're just speeding through, and then you're going to be hitting like people back and forth. However, what I do like about the game though is when you're going at that Mach speed, enemies actually like freak out, and they're not ready to hit you or anything. So it makes hitting them much easier, so that you're not getting hit with a bullshit attack.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I see videos of it, and like the animation. You're talking about the animation. The animation looks insane because it's so like zany. It's
zany,
all over the place.
Dude, zany, cartoony, and Peppino Pizza at some point just looks like an Eldritch horror character, and then out of nowhere he like has a, and then in the next scene he'll have a fucking square jaw with a butt chin and like super buff and shit, and it's hilarious. It's so good. He just looks like he's cracked out the entire time, but the gameplay is a lot of fun. And it was a good game. It's just the reason it's in my bottom 7 is simply because I thought the other games I played were funner. But this is by no means
just a smidge bit better.
Good game. Definitely try it when you get the chance.
Oh, hello.
I highly recommend it.
Okay, wait. Can you repeat that one more time?
Oh, I'm here.
Repeat that one more time.
Oh no, I was just saying that. What was the last thing you heard?
You were talking about the animations, like he had like a square jaw.
Oh yeah, so the animations, he had a square jaw and like a butt chin, and he's like super buff and shit. So the animation kind of goes all over the place like that, but yeah, it's pretty good. Courage the Cowardly Dog. That's the kind of animation I would describe it as.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I was saying that it's on my top. It's on my bottom 7. It's like in the bottom of the list just because I thought other games were just better. But this is by no means a bad game. This is actually a really, really good game that I recommend people can grab like on a Steam sale at some point.
Okay. All right. So then, right. That's Pizza Tower. Oh,
hell God. Yeah, the Pizza Tower.
Oh. I still laugh at his name, Peppino Pizza. Like, if there's a sequel, he has a
That's
brother.
His name,
like, they should call him like he has like a brother or cousin. Call him like Ravioli Ralphie or something like that.
Ravioli Ralphie.
Raphael Ravioli or something like that. You gotta make it Italian.
Ravioli.
Raffaele Ravioli.
But yeah.
Oh my God, these burps.
Yeah, no, man. That's how I feel with this freaking coffee. You know, it's funny because I thought I worked out pretty hard, but I ate a whole bunch of food, but it's like not like it's just sitting there. I thought it would just like go through me better, but maybe I just see more coffee or more water. Some shit.
No, I can definitely need some water now.
Yeah,
but it's okay. We can move on to the next one. All right, so we're gonna go to. Oh, damn it. Okay. All right, so we're going to go to my number 10, which is...
It's been a while since someone's wandered around this place. And wanderers are always welcome.
A viewfinder! I was about to say it, I just hiccuped as soon as I was about to say. I was going to say, okay, yeah, that was a fake one. But yeah, viewfinder. So, viewfinder for the... Damn it. So those who don't know it's like a first person, like high concept puzzle game, kind of like Portal, except instead of using a portal gun to get from place to place, you are using a Polaroid. And how it works is you take a picture of something in the environment, like say like a wall or something, and then you can use a picture from the Polaroid of the wall, and you can use it to like make platforms, or you can use it to make like other walls disappear, or like laser walls disappear, so you replace it with a normal wall and stuff like that. It's really something that needs to be seen to be believed, because words cannot describe the kind of black magic that this game can achieve. I can only imagine the level of programming fatigue, programming finesse you need. Can't talk. Programming finesse that you need to like pull off the things that they pull off, because it is just so cool. Like that game immediately grabbed my attention when I saw it at Geoff Keighley's Not E3 when he was doing all those showcases. And It came out,
Yeah.
actually pretty soon afterwards. I think it came out like in July, and it came out at the perfect time because I was kind of in between games. And it's a very short game. It's only 4 hours long, so I was able to beat it in like a sitting and a half, pretty much. Yeah,
pretty
very
much,
very fun game. Super cool concept. Very chill. Has really nice atmosphere to it. It's a great game to kind of relax to. It's not particularly challenging. The puzzles are for the most part pretty simple. It's only towards the end where they get a little bit more complicated. I kind of wish they were a little harder on average, but there is always the challenge maps that you can do. But admittedly, I didn't finish all the challenge maps yet. But for what I did play, I greatly enjoyed it. And just off the premise alone, I put the game on my top. Damn it, on my top games because it's just so unique, and I think it's worthy of that recognition.
Absolutely. Honestly, when I first saw it, and I think I saw you play on Discord for a little bit, I always thought it was more like a concept demo. Like, oh, look at this new technology that we have. It's kind of like Portal, but except that instead of having the resources of Valve, they really can only do so much with it. But it's interesting to see where they can go with a game design with game design like this. So honestly, I hope they build on it and make something really special, or someone comes along and be like, "Oh, we can use that for our game here." That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's cool how the game always manages to kind of build on top of itself because you actually don't get the camera for a while. But it does other things to mix it up. Like you have teleporters to help you teleport around. There are some materials you actually can't take pictures of, so you have to find out like how to get around certain objectives without using the camera. Some of them require you to just like, that optical illusion thing where like you look at something at a certain angle, like it looks kind of fragmented, like fragmented pictures, and then when you look at it at an angle, they all line up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, there's a lot of that in the game too. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool when they introduce that. So then when you do that, like if it's say like a new pathway, you'll form the picture by looking at it, and then it'll form a new pathway that like cuts through like a wall or whatever it was that was blocking you before.
Okay.
And then you mix that in with the Polaroid, and it's so cool. Like I said, I really recommend it. It does a great job of building onto itself and not just using the Polaroid. It uses all sorts of tricks on for the puzzles. So that's Viewfinder. That's my number 10. Let's go over to your number 6.
Alrighty. All right. So my number 6 is. That sounded more like a boat. I tried to do a drum roll, but I'm sorry.
Okay with you if we open the case?
Wanna give us a hint to make it fun?
Well, go on then. Open it. Will what lies within deliver us hope? Or will it deliver yet more misfortune?
Who are you?
Time to settle this! No choice. Here goes! Fly!
Found ya! Up you go! There! My pièce de résistance! Mwah!
Alrighty. Trails into Reverie. The 20th game, I think, in the Zumeria arc for the Legend of Heroes series. You should have known this would be in my top games.
Oh, you kind of froze up a bit.
Oh no, I was saying you should have known this was going to be in my top games.
What you said it's a 20th game in the series?
Well, the thing is, like, because the Legend of Heroes actually spans like all the way back to like the 1980s. So, but I think this is the. Hang on, let me do some math real quick. 3 Trails in the Sky, 2 Crossbell Arc, 4 Trails of Cold Steel. So this is the 10th game.
Oh, but that's you're okay.
Yeah, this is the 10th.
For what? For Trails or for Legend of Heroes?
For the Trails arc. So starting from Trails in the Sky, which is 3 games, then you have the Crossbell arc, which is 2 games. It's 5. 4 Trails of Cold Steel games, and then finally we're here at 10 with Trails into Reverie. Super fun game. Honestly, it's just more of the same. They updated the battle mechanics a little bit. The story, I haven't finished it, but I'm like on the last act before the final showdown or whatever you call it, and I actually really liked what they've done with the game. There's like 3 different storylines that you can interchange between, and is there's a place where you go to train and go to level up your characters, all of them, called the Reverie Corridor. I think I've talked about it before, a little bit on a previous episode, but that's where all the characters go to train and to power up for the threat that is looming. And you can interchange between going into the corridor and doing the main story at any point in time. Super cool.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting storyline that they're doing. Honestly, I was kind of like, man, really, because they're reusing a lot of villains that had kind of already closed out their stories, but I think there's a reason behind that. I don't want to spoil anything, especially for you, Jesse, because you're probably gonna play it. And honestly, you probably already picked up on some shit watching me play. So, but still, I want, just in case I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong because as much as I love Trails, this is an anime shit. So it is very predictable. So yeah. But they really upgraded the battle mechanics in the game. You can do a lot more with it now. They have where you still only can carry up to 4 party members in your main attack party and then 3 party members as your backups. But then you also have these things called tag-alongs to take more party members that you can't use in your lineup, but you can still use their orders, which are... excuse me, damn. And orders are like these special power-ups that you can use that will give you bonuses in battle. And each character has their own specific order that will give you a certain buff. So, and then in the Reverie Corridor, you can actually upgrade to have more points. So you can take more people with you in your party, have more brave points, which will allow you to do special attacks. It's actually pretty customizable and pretty cool. I like it a lot. And
so that sounds all very in depth. And correct me if I'm wrong. Like you can jump in between the characters at any point in time.
Yes, yeah. When I say at any point, like you can jump in at any point. Like you could literally. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it's 3 like stories parallel to each other that are happening at the same time.
Yes,
you can jump between the 3 storylines.
Yep. Like you literally, could be walking through a dungeon. You could literally stop, and then press a button, and it'll go to the other storyline. And you can also jump into the Reverie Corridor in the middle of the story with the characters,
which is kind of like your hub area, right?
Yeah, I would say that's the hub area, and that's where you can shop for goods. You can talk to party members, go to the corridor and train. Complete the dungeon because it. The dungeons that you go through in the Reverie Corridor, even though you finish them, you can ask the main computer, I guess, that hosts it. You can ask it to reshuffle the corridor. So it changes the landscape of everything. It repopulates the enemies, and it also repopulates all the treasure chests as well. I think. I don't know, but I'm actually not too sure about the treasure, but you can essentially go through as many times as you want and kill enemies as much as you want. The only thing that doesn't respawn though are the main bosses at the end of each like floor. I think there's 2 different bosses. There's like the one you encounter at the midpoint of the floor, and then of course the final boss at the end of the floor.
Okay, so it's
and you can't unlock the next floor until you progress enough into the main story for all 3 storylines. So,
okay, so it's like a gauntlet.
yeah, essentially it's like a gauntlet.
You gotta keep going through it. Oh, okay, wow. So, yeah, the three parallel storylines seems to be is particularly. Damn it! It's particularly interesting because I don't think there's any other game like I can think of that does that. Like normally when there's 3 different storylines, like you have to pick one storyline and then you just have to stick to that storyline like the entire time.
Yeah, and then you can't play the other storylines until you finish it. But this one,
finish the one you're currently on.
Yeah. Which game did that?
Resident Evil 6.
I was just thinking. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
I know the game. I know the game, but I don't want to be wrong.
I was thinking. I think it's the only game that does that.
Yeah.
That you can actually jump between the storylines. It's not as seamless as I think it is in Trails, but like you can still do it. Like you can stop with like the Leon and Helena story, and then you can just hop over to Chris and Jake's story, and then just do that for a little bit. I mean, no, Chris and Piers.
No one knows. No one remembers who.
No one remembers his name. Then you can jump from Chris and Piers to then Jake and Shell and Cherry. Oh, interrupts again.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, it froze. I was waiting for it to come back. You're good now.
Okay, yeah, and then you can jump from Piers and Chris to Sherry and Jake. Then from Sherry and Jake, you can play Ada's, and you can kind of jump back and forth. Like that's really the only game I can think of that's done that.
Yeah,
really cool that they did that. And
yeah, very,
does this lead into the next game? Because I know the next game is Kuro no Kiseki, but that starts a new arc.
Yeah, it starts a new. Yeah, so that is going to be a new arc set in the Calvard Republic, which we have yet to visit in any of these games. And it's supposed to feed into it. I don't know how it's supposed to feed into it. I'm still waiting for it to get to that part that feeds that that links them. But of course, I have to finish the game. I have not finished it. I've been stuck on Pom Pom Party, so.
Yeah,
so I just
speaking of Tetris.
yeah, dude. Honestly, yeah.
It's Tetris if Tetris sucked.
Yes, honestly, yes, it sucks, but it's satisfying. It's satisfying to play. Not very satisfying, but just it's satisfying enough.
Yeah, the lengths you go to get 100% completion.
But
the suffering you'll endure.
Honestly, it's not that bad. I mean, it gets kind of bullshit because the AI cheats, but AI always cheats, bro. I'm not gonna fault them. But anyway, so yeah, that's it for Trails into Reverie. I'm gonna have to finish that game before July because that's when Kuro comes out, the English localization.
You got a whole 6 months.
Yeah, I got a whole 6 months. Yay! I'm gonna beat the game, and I'm going to also 100% it before it comes out. Mark my words.
All right, we'll see. We'll check back in 6 months on that.
Mark my words, damn it.
Marking.
Marking, damn it.
Well, what they say, January 6th, right? So, as of January 6th, you will be at 100% Trails into Reverie before Kuro no Kiseki comes out. Which it's called, what do they call it now in English? Because Kuro no Kiseki, that's the Japanese name.
Oh,
what was it called
they unleashed. Man, I forgot.
I think it was Trails into Daybreak.
Yes, that's what it is. Daybreak, because I think we took the little translation, you and me, and it literally translated to Trails into Darkness. Mm-hmm. Right, but yeah, no, it's Trails into Daybreak.
Okay, I guess Kiseki must refer to like a specific kind of darkness because.
Well,
if it's daybreak, right, it means like it's like a light through the darkness.
Well, I think Kiseki actually that's what translates to trails. Because in the
I'm sorry, Kuro, yeah, because Kuro's darkness.
Yeah, Kuro's darkness. No, because it's all of them. So it's funny because they literally call these the Kiseki games because it's Sora no Kiseki, which is Trails into the Sky. Then there's Sen no Kiseki, which I'm assuming is Trails of whatever steel. But Kiseki is the one word that's consistent.
I think Tetsu is the word for steel. I don't know what cold steel, but I think Tetsu is steel.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know because the Japanese name for the cold steel games is Senno Kiseki.
Oh, okay, then I guess Senno.
Yeah, but I don't know.
They might have different words.
I don't speak Japanese, but I do know that.
Me neither. I'm going based off what I see in on the internet.
Yeah,
which you can't rely on the internet too much on that.
No, yeah, we probably know more than me, but yeah, man. So that is Trails into Reverie. Good game, good RPG. Lots of. Honestly, I'd say play it, but you got to go back and play the old games, and that's literally 9 games worth.
Well, you can play Cold Steel. Do what I did. You can start with Cold Steel.
Yes, honestly, I recommend starting. I always say this. I always recommend starting with Cold Steel. I always say start with Cold Steel 1 and 2.
Because then that way you have to go through 4 games, and then that's it. You're more or less caught up. You know what you need to know.
Yeah, more or less.
More or less. Yeah, and then I remember I binged those games. Like I played 1 and 2 back to back.
I know. I was like, damn.
A little bit of break. Yeah, I was even surprised too because that's 2 fucking 80-hour RPGs back to back that I did.
Yes, bro. Yeah, you did. I was shocked. I was like, damn, bro. I'm really happy that you liked it, but damn.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hey, it was a pandemic. I didn't have shit to do.
That is true.
No one was doing shit, so why not dump 200 hours of my life into a JRPG series? And now I'm invested. Thank you very much.
Yeah, now I'm invested.
And then half of it is bullshit, but whatever. I'm invested in the bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. So
wait.
What?
Can you check Steam for me real quick?
Why? What?
I think Kuro no Kiseki is available, but just not in English.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I thought it.
Hey,
I thought it was coming out later.
Well, I mean, it's not translated.
Oh, I guess the translation comes out.
Yeah. English language not supported. That's what it says. Everything's in Japanese. So hey, if you know Japanese, you can just pick it up right now.
Oh, okay. Because I was very confused. I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. That's what I figured. I'm like, oh, it's probably a Japanese version.
Yeah.
We said that. I'm like, it's a Japanese version.
Cool.
I mean, hey, you can play it. You don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, but you can play it.
Nah. I'm gonna wait for the official.
Yeah, they already have game specs for it too. Damn, an i7. i7 3770. Okay, that's not that bad.
Okay, I was gonna say what?
Yeah, it's an i7 3770. That's not that demanding.
I mean, I know they upgraded the engine, but like, damn, it can't be that demanding.
GeForce GTX 1060. Oh yeah, these are relatively low.
Cool.
Yeah, these are pretty low. Yeah, I would hope so because this game's like 3 years old already in Japan.
Yeah.
And even then, like Famicom, like always, they're like a mid-budget studio. They're not a big studio. They're like 50 people, and these games are like not the pinnacle of graphical fidelity and power.
They're not, but it's okay. The budget is where it counts. If you catch my drift.
There's a season pass.
What? No, don't tell me that shit.
Pass.
No.
They got swimwear.
Oh no, Jesse!
No, I am not splitting it. I'm not buying another something. That was a one-time thing where we split the bikinis for.
That was so fucking funny.
For Trails 4.
I was like,
that was so worth it.
I'll do it.
That was so worth it. Just put all the girls in swimsuits as God intended.
As God intended. You're goddamn right.
Anime girls in swimsuits.
Oh my god.
All right. So, is that everything there is to say about Trails? Are you ready to move on?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it for Trails. We can now move on to your game. your next game,
Right.
which is
so
number
this
9.
my number 9.
Cool.
So my number 9 is
Long ago, a great beast came from the sea and brought with it a poisonous fog that spread across the earth. Corrupting everything it reached, the poison fog slowly transformed the world and brought about a new age.
Lunacid.
Yay, Lunacid!
Yeah, so Lunacid, for those of you who do not know, is a first-person dungeon crawler that's supposed to be in the same vein as the Kingsfield games, which are FromSoft games that were made before Dark Souls. They were first-person dungeon crawlers that were, kind of tough to beat. But it kind of has a lot of those FromSoft we come to know and love, like intricate level design and tough combat.
Yeah.
But Lunacid is, its own thing. It's an indie game made by one guy who really loved the Kingsfield games and Shadow Tower 2, which is another game series also made by FromSoft, which is similar to Kingsfield. In fact, I would even say Lunacid is probably closer to Shadow Tower since it all takes place in one location. And essentially you play as a prisoner who's been sent down an underground prison called the Well, and you have to find your way at the bottom to awaken some like eldritch beast or something like that. The story's kind of vague because the game's more concerned with lore. But essentially what you do is you just explore around, and it's kind of like a Metroidvania game where you're free to explore where you can go, but you're gated by like certain items that you need to progress forward. And then of course there's RPG elements to it. Like you can, every time you kill an enemy, you get experience and you level up and stuff and you meet characters. But the main loop is like you exploring. Like that's really what it's about. It's all about exploring and taking in all the atmosphere. Yeah. And when it comes to all that, the game I think nails it. It has a great atmosphere to it. It has a very interesting art style that's like kind of like it's like a kind of PS2, PS1-ish. I would say more PS1-ish. It's like a high-res PS1 game. And it's got a ton of secrets. Like, there are secrets to this day that I'm now finding out about. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, it's just so... it's so obscure on, like, what some of the secrets are. Like, for example, there's a secret room that has a VHS. Like, an actual VHS tape.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you take that VHS tape and then you go to another area later in the game and there's another secret room, and then you'll find a VHS player, and then you put the VHS tape in the VHS player, and then a video will start playing, and it'll show your character like walking into a specific tunnel that you've already visited before and shooting a specific spell in a specific corner of a tunnel, and it gives you an item.
No, the hell? That's so...
Yeah.
That's very specific. Like, what the-
yeah, there's all sorts of crazy secrets like that. Like, there's another one. Like, there's secrets that are tied to the lunar cycle, like the real lunar cycle, like the real life. Lunar cycle.
So the calendar, so it's based off the calendar. I guess the in-game calendar or something.
I feel like I discussed this before, but
yeah,
like there's one particular sword that will only spawn on new moons or full moons.
Yes, I do remember you saying that.
And you need that to achieve like one of the endings in the game, because you have to complete like a couple of tasks in order to unlock one of the endings. Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to say about it. I mean, I've talked about it several times on previous episodes.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's got really good atmosphere, good exploration. It's a little lower on my list because the combat's kind of right? It's not much of a combat system. You kind of just go forward, you smack something, and then you back up. And you go forward, you smack something. It's like Kingsfield, right? Yeah. And it's a bit faster than Kingsfield because in Kingsfield you have to wait for your stamina bar to get to max before you can swing again. In this game, like you can swing whenever you want, but you have to hold it to like actually do some damage. Because if not, you do shit damage.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see.
So yeah, tons of great secrets, good level design, good atmosphere, really fun. has a good pace to it. The game doesn't wear out its welcome. It was a good like 15 hours that I played the whole thing. Some things you might have to look up because the game is very obscure with its secrets, and sometimes you need those secrets to progress forward. Or the game doesn't really spell things out for you, but it's a really cool game to go through. Oh, and the music is also really good too. It's like kind of Silent Hill-ish. It's kind of got that weird ethereal, grungy sound to it.
Yeah.
So it could be kind of
like
creepy,
that.
but it can also be kind of cool at the same time. It's
actually.
No, go ahead.
No, go. I was just gonna say, I remember listening to the music while watching you play, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And then all of a sudden, it went from like a forest theme to something really fucking creepy, and it kind of threw me for a loop there.
Yeah, there's a lot of creepy areas in the game, like the mausoleum that we talked about. The last time you actually saw me do it, where if you hang out the mausoleum for too long, actual death comes after you.
Yeah.
And you have to run out of the dungeon. And the dungeon's huge. So I was like, somehow I like memorized everything. I panic memorized the layout of the dungeon. I just managed to just make my way out of there without getting killed. Oh, you froze. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, but I wonder what's up with the internet today. It's very iffy. Very, very iffy. But yeah, so that's Lunacid. Really cool game.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one, which is actually something we both have. It is
Indeed.
my number 7 and your number 5.
5, yes.
All right.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. We do it at the same time. And it is...
Yep, that's me. And you're probably wondering how I ended up here. Well, it's pretty standard. Check this out. Music player in my chest. It's powering up my new robot arm. Whoa. It's making everything sync up with the beat. Let's rock. This is awesome.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah. The first game to actually be like, oh wow, this is gonna be game of the year. All the way back in January, man. Like literally, I think this was one of the first games that came out. It was shadow dropped by Tango Studios. And yeah, they're like, oh yeah, here's the game on Xbox, and everyone was like, what the fuck? This is a really good game, and they're like, yeah, have fun.
Oh yeah. Also, it's only $40.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what?
Yeah, we're gonna give you this great game. That's only 10. That's like a good 10 hours long. Good length, and it's only $40. Here you go.
Hell
Have fun.
yeah.
Oh, we're playing on Game Pass too.
Yeah, dude. It honestly, it was. It's exactly the kind of game that people will love to play because of the music, and just because, like, oh wow, cool, a nice game that's not too expensive, and we could just play on Game Pass. Yeah, I like that. I like that very, very much.
Yeah,
So-
and really the coolest thing about the game is how it integrates music into its gameplay, because the whole gimmick is that everything in the world is in sync to a song.
Yes.
Like everything is in beat. Like you can see, like the trees are bumping to the music. You see benches bumping to the music. Your character is like snapping their fingers in sync of the music when they're sitting in idle. Even his walk animation is in sync of the music. So you hear like boom, boom, boom.
Yes,
boom,
dude.
Boom, boom. It's so cool. And then when you get into combat, it's kind of like Devil May Cry, but if you attack within the rhythm of the music, you get bonuses and you get like combo extensions and stuff.
Yes.
And man, like I was talking about earlier about how Viewfinder was a marvel of programming, and this is also, I gotta put that in the same category, like especially as far as audio design goes, and how the audio design has to sync up with all the visuals in the game, because even the cutscenes are in sync.
Yep. Even the cutscenes are in sync.
Everything is in sync with the music all the time, so it's like you're playing like in a musical almost. except it's Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
With some
exactly.
platforming thrown in.
And it's all rock and roll.
Yeah, and it's all rock and roll themed. You fight with your guitar, and you just have at it.
Absolutely.
So I mean, now admittedly, I didn't finish the game, so I think you can probably speak more to the quality of this game since you did complete it.
Well, I know you didn't finish it, but truth be told, though, you got far enough into it where it doesn't introduce any new mechanics, so you could still, give a good review on it. Honestly, the game is great. The fact that you can move everything to the music, like the enemies attack on beat, you attack on beat. You can parry. You can use the beat of the music to know when to parry an attack or when to dodge or when to get a bonus hit on enemies. It's so much fun. It's such a fun game. And it's also super funny as well. I know Jesse can attest to this. The game,
Yes, I was laughing my ass off.
dude, the game is not.
No, keep going.
No, go.
No, I was laughing my ass off the entire time. I have issues with the gameplay itself, and granted, I did play on very hard, so maybe some of my issues will be alleviated if I were to play on a lower difficulty.
Yeah.
But I was so consistently surprised and pleased at how funny it was and how it had such a lighthearted tone to it. And
Yes.
it was a game that just wanted to be fun. Like the dialogue between the characters is so good. Like you have like Chai, the main character, who's like kind of like the himbo dumbass of the group.
Yes.
And then you have Peppermint, who's like the hot hacker girl, who's like also like kind of sassy herself. So she kind of like bounces off of Chai and they kind of bicker with each other.
Yeah.
And then you have Macaroon, who's like the big black bruiser guy, but he's actually a pacifist.
Yeah.
And then you get another character who I don't really want to spoil because they're not in the cover art, so I guess that's supposed to be secret. But she has an okay dynamic with the group, but mainly those three characters and the way they interact with each other is so good. And then you also have the emails that you read. Like all the the emails in the game are so funny. Like most games, like you read the emails and like you read like logs and like you listen to audio logs to like get background, like that backstory and stuff and lore. This game, you get it just for a good laugh, and you just see like it's so great because it takes place like in like a mega corporation, like an island that's owned by a mega corporation, and like all the employees are like absolutely worked to death, and it's like the most late stage capitalism you can think of.
Yep.
And then you got jokes like the lady coming over the intercom being like, please remember to ask for your sick day 6 months in advance. Also, robots are do not qualify for sick days. By the way, almost all the employees are robots. So.
Yes, dude, all the employees are freaking robots. And the robots...
all the employees are freaking robots.
Dude, and the robots themselves have some really fucking funny-ass dialogue. I think... I didn't know this, actually. You pointed it out to me, but there's like a detective duo, and apparently that's supposed to be like a reference to The Evil Within, which was another game made by Tango. Did you... You told me about that, right? The detectives?
Yeah, I played the first one. Yeah, I played the first one. It's supposed to be Sebastian, and I think Joseph is his partner's name.
Okay.
But they're the Evil Within guys, which also leads to another point about how surprising the game is, because it's so different from The Evil Within. Because The Evil Within is it's a straight up horror game. Like it's very disturbing and gross and gory. And this game is like pretty, family friendly for the most part.
Yeah,
it's got a little bit like of a teen edge to it, but for the most part, like it's kind of like a family film almost.
Yes, dude, absolutely. Like people told me, oh yeah,
Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, dude. It's like, oh, Tango made The Evil Within. And I'm like, are you sure? Because this doesn't feel like it was made by the same people. But all right. But yeah, dude, the game was made with fun in mind, and you can tell that the game was made with fun in mind. So good. And even the villains are funny as fuck. So. Oh
yeah, the villains are hilarious. There's one guy who does JoJo poses.
Yes,
like
dude.
The entire time he's talking, and in his level, like this is how good the humor is. Like there's a lot of meta humor. There's like a lot of commentary about about creative minds and game development, and like how a creative mind can really mess with like the budget of a game because they don't have realistic goals because they're just unchecked and rampant everywhere. And then while you're fighting this guy, he's like, I don't give a shit about the budget. Just throw in all these virtual assets so we can finally kill this guy. And there's an actual budget meter on the side. So for the fight, you have to get him to blow the budget by throwing more and more virtual assets at you. And then at the end, you think there's going to be a big boss fight. But then they're like, wait, Chai, don't worry, the budget's about to run out. And the boss is like, oh, man, you guys are so fucked. Just wait until I
and then defunded.
Defunded? Oh. And then his giant robot suit he was building the entire time just explodes. And doesn't work anymore.
God, man. It's so good.
Yeah, really, really good. I mean, so the reason why I have it lower on the list and the issues I have with it is, well, first I have a problem with some of the enemy designs, but I think because some of the enemies are just cheap, man. Like those samurai guys, fuck those samurai guys.
Listen, man, I told you that you would have I forgot to tell you that like that level would suck. And I also was stuck on the samurai guys too, but I was stubborn and I bull rushed through it because I didn't want to quit very hard mode.
Well, we were close to recording this episode, so I wanted to get as far as I could in the game.
Of course,
so admittedly, I did kind of rush through it. I put it on normal, and then I put the auto parry stuff. But then I got the timing down, so like it was only for that level where I played on normal.
Yeah,
and then every level after that, I played on very hard.
Yeah,
and so I actually got the timing down, so he's actually not that bad this time. But then the bird shows up, and the bird's a piece of shit.
Yeah, the bird's a huge piece of shit. Huge.
Like doesn't stop moving around. Like you get like 2 hits in, it automatically flies away.
Yeah.
You try and grapple onto it, it just grabs you and yeets you to the floor. Like it's like when do I get a chance to hit this fucking thing?
Yeah.
And then his like rage counter thing. So this is how devoted the game is to the music, right? Like the enemy will enter a rage state and then they'll hit you, and then you enter like a rhythm mode where like it'll tell you how many times it's gonna attack you. And it'll give you the beat for it. So like doom, 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 doom. And then you have to press the parry button like that. So you have to go doom, 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 doom. And then if you fail that, you lose a shitload of health and then you have to do it all over again. And like,
yes.
That was also another mechanic I wasn't a big fan of because it kind of brings the combat flow like to a standstill. Like you have to engage in this unless you just dodge it altogether. But there's some rooms that are so small that you can't dodge it. You just have to engage with it. And it's very annoying, especially on very hard. I guess on normal, it's not as bad. But on very hard, like it sucks because like if you fuck it up, you're gonna lose like 80% of your life bar. And then you fuck it up again, you just die, and then you start all over.
Yeah, exactly.
And well, besides that, the game is also a bit repetitive. It doesn't really offer much variety for combat. Like I've been using the same combos since like mission 1, pretty much.
Yeah.
And you can buy more combos with the currency that you occur, but the game is kind of stingy with the currency and the items are very expensive. So like I can buy maybe like 1 or 2 combos per level. And like some of them are tied behind energy bars because you get an energy bar that you can use for like super moves. But even that can be a little stingy too. Like it can take a long time to get it.
Yeah.
And since I'm playing on very hard, I'm almost always using the heal because I'm getting my ass kicked the entire time. So I can't do any cool combos and stuff. But like I said, if I would put it down to normal, that would probably be alleviated, but the repetitiveness is still there because the game only has so many ideas. You have one weapon the entire time. The combos, you don't get too many because the game is kind of stingy of the currency. And pretty much you just have the summonings because you can summon your friends to like help you out. And a lot of times what that boils down to is like if they have a barrier, for example, you have to summon a specific friend to take care of that barrier. And what you do is you just run around a circle. You just spam the cooldown until the barrier goes away. And it's just not very fun. It's more fun when you're actually doing combos and stuff and shifting around.
Yeah.
But I mean, outside of that, I still put it on my top because I think it deserves the recognition because of what the game represents and how much it really captures the PS2 era of gaming. Like it really does feel like a PS2 game.
Yes.
Like a modern day PS2 game. Like, I mean that in the best way possible.
Absolutely.
It is a straightforward action platformer that's level based. There's no big open world or like big Metroidvania design. It's just a simple level to level game where you just go around, beat bad guys up, do a little bit of platforming, and then you get some currency at the end, and then you buy new moves and stuff.
Yeah, man.
So anything else you got to say?
No, I mean, you pretty much said it. You pretty much nailed it on the head. I've talked about it before in previous episodes, but dude, this is a really good game. I love it very much. I'm very excited for the sequel, should they make one. And replay value wise, it's great. I don't know, you haven't gotten to this yet, but when you're done with the game, Jesse, it opens up this thing called the Rhythm Tower, and it actually, you go up each level and you try to, complete the tower. I think there's like actually, I don't remember how many floors there were, but there's a lot of floors. And on top of that, you actually can go back to each individual level and beat them on different difficulties, including the hardest difficulty that you unlock after you beat the game, called Rhythm Master, which is exactly what it sounds like. Like everything you do has to be on the beat. Like it's got to be in perfect timing, or you're not going to get very far. But also, there's extra secrets that show up after you beat the game, where it incentivizes you to go back in every level and find those secrets. So I
noticed that there's some areas I couldn't access until you have a specific party member, but you don't get the party member until later in the game.
Exactly. Yes. So as far as replay value, dude, it's enormous. And on top of that, I think they just launched a recent update that added an arcade mode. I don't know what that entails, but that's just more content. Just more stuff. And also customize. I don't know if you did it yet, but you can customize your party members' clothing.
It's supposed to be unlocked afterwards, so I haven't gotten that yet.
Yeah, try to talk to Cinnamon. If he doesn't have the option, then I guess you can't undo it until you beat the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But dude.
I imagine it's a new game thing, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back to it. I'm gonna try and finish it sometime this week because I'm pretty far into the game. But I did really enjoy what I did play.
Yes. Very nice.
All right, so let's hop over to our next game. This is your number 4?
Yes, this is my numero quattro. Pretty apt, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't even do that on purpose. But yeah, so drum roll please.
You see, we are all connected through the holy body. When you need only accept the sacred gift. Christ! Like she did.
Temperance, child.
I've taken delivery of preparing some entertainment for you. The entertainment. Without further ado, the gallant knight protects the princess fair.
Resident Evil 4 remake. So, the original RE4 was a game changer. Some hail it as the best Resident Evil game ever. Some people just say it's one of the best games of all time, period. Like, it's constantly in that. So when we heard Capcom was remaking it, we were kind of like, well, it's funny because after RE2 and RE3 remake, we're like, dude, are they really going to remake RE4? And everyone's kind of like, fuck, man, it doesn't need a remake. Does it have to be a remake? And no, it turns out, yeah, I guess it did need a remake because this game was fucking good. This remake was so fucking good, man. Like, it took the, RE2 and just made it better. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, the gameplay was just phenomenal. They changed the story around a little bit to kind of accommodate the new direction that they're going in, which I think we could talk about it later. Actually, I think we already talked to. Did we have a spoiler review of the game?
Yeah, we kind of talked. We kind of talked pretty extensively on the game.
Yeah, but it was so much fun. They added weapons. They added new ways to the combat. They added a parry system that was pretty dope. And yeah, dude, this game was so good. I did not think it would be this good when it came out, but it ended up being very, 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 very good. I played it a lot for like about a month because I was trying to beat the achievements and shit. And
I'm pretty sure you played it more than me.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I did. I think I beat the game on professional, but I used the new game plus, so it didn't count it. And I was like, "You motherfucker!" I can't. But yeah, but it was God, it was so good. A lot of the problems with the original one, they kind of fixed. You know, they gave Lewis more character as well as Ashley, and yeah, just play it. Just play it. There really isn't much. No, there's really nothing.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we've already talked about it extensively in the previous.
We've slopped it. We've slopped this game's knob, and
Yes, we have. We have definitely slopped this game's knob.
yeah, which won't be the last. The game will be slopping its knob.
No, absolutely. And honestly, if Capcom's been fucking killing it, so I'm very excited with what they're going to reveal to us, because I know for a fact they're going to remake another Resident Evil game. We just don't know.
Yeah.
We don't
know why yet. Yeah, they've already said that. Yeah, we're gonna remake more games.
Yeah, actually, they put out a poll, a survey, to ask people.
I filled it out.
What?
I filled it out.
You did? Which one did you pick?
Yeah, I filled it out. Code Veronica.
Nice. Actually, I think that ended up being the top answer, which made me
happy. That's the one that needs the most.
Which made me happy. Yes, it made me very happy, because I think Code Veronica's it's my personal favorite. I'm a huge fan of Claire Redfield, and I think she's been shafted possibly more than Jill Valentine has. So
really, Jill? Why? Jill's got 1, 3, the remakes, 4 or 5. I mean,
well, I heard the remake. Well, the remake was very mixed, and I saw some of the gameplay.
Well, you mean 3?
Yeah, 3 remake.
Yeah, because one's amazing.
No. Yeah, no. The original Resident Evil, like for the GameCube. The original that was remade for the GameCube. That they also ended. Yeah, that one was great. That one was phenomenal. But then
3 remake.
No. But then she came out in Resident Evil 5. She ended up being that villain, and as great as she looked, it was like, well, there's not much Jill Valentine here. It's pretty lame. And then
she also got Revelations too. Revelations 1.
Yes, which we have to play, by the way. I know you're very abrasive, but we have to play those Revelations games.
No, I'm actually down to play Revelation games. It's 6 I don't want to fucking play.
We're gonna have to play that game too.
No,
sorry, friend.
I don't want to play that game.
I'm sorry.
That game sucks so much ass.
I know, but dude, I'm sorry. It makes me laugh. Playing that game with you makes me laugh so fucking hard. But yeah. So there was that. I heard RE Revelations was good, but then but yeah, dude, like the RE3 remake, I saw a gameplay of it, and even you said that it was like, wait for it.
It's mid. I didn't even finish it.
Yeah, see, so
I didn't even finish it, and it's like a 4-hour game, and I didn't finish it.
Yeah, I mean, when people call it a glorified DLC, would you say that's accurate?
Yeah,
which so,
accurate. It's such a missed opportunity.
Yes, dude, because you literally have the technology from Mr. X. That's literally what Nemesis should have been doing the entire fucking game. And no, he shows up at scripted moments. Oh,
exactly. Yeah. He doesn't. It's not like he doesn't show up like at random moment. Like it's all scripted. You know when he's going to show up, and he's not even in it for that much. Like the scripted sections are pretty short.
Yeah,
they're very, very short. And Resident Evil 3 was already kind of a stripped down game compared to 1 and 2. And they've somehow managed to strip it down more.
Yes.
Like the idea of Ricky making it was just, we're just going to strip it down more. Like what? No, you're supposed to do the opposite.
Yes, dude.
You're supposed to expand it. Like RE3 was just Jill, whereas RE2 it was Leon and Claire, and then A and B. So like you could do Leon A, Leon B, Claire A, Claire B. So you had like 4 playthroughs worth of content right there.
Exactly.
In RE3 Nemesis, it was just Jill, and then you do the decisions. And then the decisions would like change stuff up. But they took that out too. So it's like,
yeah,
dude. You just play it once and that's it. It's like,
no,
I played this 1 4-hour game with this campaign that's like kind of okay, I guess.
Kind of okay. But yeah, so but at least she had some good games. Claire, after RE2, she hasn't really gotten a lot of love. Even though RE Revelations 2 was pretty cool, I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, she was in it.
Yeah,
she was in it.
See, you forgot. I'm telling you, she's my poor redhead.
Well, I remember Revelations 2 more for the raid mode. That's really what I liked playing.
Yeah,
I really liked playing the raid mode. But I mean, I did play Revelations 2 and I did beat it, but I don't remember too much of it, to be honest.
But yeah, so I mean, we kind of got sidetracked on that, but yeah, dude, RE4 is like, okay, so they're not just like, these aren't just cash grab remakes, other than RE3. Like, they're actually, you know, building these games from the ground up and making things better. And yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to see, because we'll get to see what they do with other RE games going forward. And we also get to see what storyline they're doing, because like we said, there was a major plot point at the end of RE4 that was changed. So I think they're kind of rebooting the entire like Resident Evil storyline to avoid 6.
Like, we don't want another 6. They're gonna make a new 6.
Dude, honestly,
they're gonna remake Resident Evil 6, but they're not gonna call it Resident Evil 6.
It's Resident Evil VI.
Yeah. VI, yeah, exactly.
But
something like that.
Yeah, man. But great game, great remake. Capcom, you're doing great. I think you've entered into another golden era. Keep it up.
Oh man, they've been in a golden era. They're just not missing, man.
I know they're not missing, and I want them to keep.
They're not missing.
They need to keep not missing, dude.
I mean, sort of Exo Primal, but we can excuse that, right? Like it's just,
Yeah,
it's kind of like a harmless.
Yeah,
it's like a harmless little project they kind of just put out there.
Yeah, they were just like, you know what? Let's see how this works. Let's just see what happens. Let's just do this and see what happens. So
yeah, I mean, at the same time, though, as someone who liked Dino Crisis, it felt kind of like a slap in the face.
Oh, okay. Like, see, I've never played Dino Crisis, so I can't.
I played 1 and I played a little bit of 1, and I played 2. 2 is a really fun one because 2 is an arcade shooter. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much an arcade shooter. Like number 1's like survival horror. It's Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. But number 2, they just turned into an action game. Like Dino Crisis 2 is like what Resident Evil 4 was, but like for PS1.
I see. Yeah.
So it was much more focused on action. It was a lot more arcadey, and it was really fun. I was hoping that, we'd have something like that again. Even if it was survival horror, I'd be like, okay, you know what? We have the technology for it. Capcom's good at animating dinosaurs because of the Monster Hunter team. Like, the Monster Hunter team just makes dinosaurs. It's are dinosaur games, pretty much. So, hey, they can animate it really well. It'll look great. It'll probably feel good to it's like run and shoot and stuff because, Capcom's been pretty good at that.
Yeah.
They have modern technology. But then Exo Primal came out. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is not Dino Crisis, but with mechs. What is this?
Mechs.
Okay, and it's got this weird like PvE, PvP thing that doesn't really work. I played the beta and it was the PvE stuff was kind of fun, but then the PvP stuff was kind of
Yeah.
But you're forced to engage in both of them. So yeah. But hey, Capcom's still doing good.
Yes, they are, dude. They're doing very, very well. So I'm very excited. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad. What can I say? And that's pretty much it for that.
All right, so let's move on to my number 6, which speaking of apt number placements, right?
It is an apt placement.
And I got 6-6, but before I reveal what it is, let's do a little. So my next game, my number 6 is
Augmented Human C4621 has awakened.
Armored Core 6.
Ooh, yeah.
Right. So again, 6 is Armored Core 6. And speaking of Japanese studios that don't miss, FromSoft has once again have another hit on their hands here, at least for me. And that is with this their most recent entry into the Armored Core series, which is Armored Core 6. And the cool thing about Armored Core 6 is it's kind of like Hi-Fi Rush in that it captures that kind of old school design philosophy where it's not some big open world game. It's it's not this game that wants to be big and huge, right? It's a level based game where you get a mech, you make a cool mech, you customize them, you tinker them around, give them different weapons and different legs and armor plating and stuff. And then you just send them out of the mission and you do your mission and you come back and you just do that over and over and over again. Of course, there's a overarching story that goes throughout the games, and the story takes a little while to pick up, but it's actually a pretty decent story. It's surprisingly engaging considering that the story is told through radio conversations. Mm-hmm. Like there's no like human characters, or there are human characters, but you don't see them.
See,
everything is done through voice comms. So all of the story is told through voice comms, and the story actually does come together quite nicely towards the end. It's a pretty solid story, all things considered. But what's really great is the controls of the game and how it feels to fight and like pilot these things. Because the thing is, you kind of have to balance between making it feel weighty because you're pretty much driving a flying tank, but you also have to make them feel fast because this is a flying tank with rockets strapped to its ass.
Yeah.
So, and the game does a great job at giving you that feel of both, right? Like when you're going fast, you feel like going fast, but then when you're on the ground, like you feel like you're a giant hulking tank, but you don't feel clunky. And there's a good sense of like momentum. Like when you pace yourself, when you do like the assault booster, which is like your super booster, you're flying like max speed, and like you make a sudden stop, like the mech will like slide across like just a little bit, just to give you that feel of it. And then you combine that with the actual combat itself. Mm-hmm. And like you have 4 different weapons, and like you're shooting your machine gun while at the same time you're shooting your rockets, and then you're charging up your laser on your right shoulder. And while you're shooting your laser, you're shooting your missiles, you're still shooting your gun the entire time. And then you have like your bazooka on your other hand. Then you shoot the bazooka, and you're just juggling through all these while you're constantly dodging like enemy fire as all these bullets are flying around everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
And it's just exhilarating, and it's a spectacle to behold.
It is a spectacle. Honestly, that's exactly what I thought, like, watching you play. So,
yeah, but it is not a game for the faint of heart, because in true FromSoft fashion, it is hard as fucking balls.
Of course.
Like, wow, dude, like the last few missions, holy shit. Like, so this game has a very heavy emphasis on boss fights, which actually wasn't something that happened in the previous games. I guess it's something they carried over from Dark Souls, like Sekiro and stuff. It was like, hey, people really like our boss fights, and we're really good at making boss fights. Let's put some boss fights in here. And some of them work, and some of them don't. The game has a really heavy emphasis on the stagger system they introduced, where if you deal enough damage to the mech,
yeah,
it'll actually stun lock them in place, and then you can do like a ton of bonus damage to them. But the thing is, you're kind of forced into this system, and the only way to actually stagger them is to use certain weapons. So it kind of feels like you're locked into like a certain play style at times. Mm-hmm. And I know the game is all about changing your toolkit to like fit the needs of the mission. I understand that and I respect that, but at the same time, you got to kind of balance between like what the player wants to do and like what the game wants you to do.
Yeah.
And I think it leans a little bit towards a little too much towards like, what the game wants to do.
No, for sometimes. Sure. Yeah. Actually, it's funny because it reminds me of, I was watching a review, about, Elden Ring, and how, technically speaking, there's like a lot of ways that you can customize your character, but the way that the game is and how hard it is, it like funnels people into using the same builds just so that they can get through the bosses. Because, like, I'm sure, I don't know if that's true or not, though, because remember, I haven't played Elden Ring.
It's true towards the end of the game.
Okay. All right.
I would say more towards the end of the game. In the beginning, the game does a pretty good job, but like because of how the bosses are designed at the end of the game, yeah, you are kind of funneled towards a specific build. I mean, I was okay for most of my playthrough. I didn't really have to respec, but I did have to change my weapons quite a bit.
Excuse me.
Like I was rocking one weapon for a while, and I wanted to be like a kind of like melee and magic guy, but leaning towards melee. But there were some fights where I just had to use magic because I could not get a fucking hit in.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the boss was just being annoying, just jumping around everywhere like an asshole.
Yeah.
and throwing AoEs, spamming the shit out of AoEs with me. And this game that kind of happens sometimes in this game, but the whole point of the game again is to customize your kit to like suit the needs of the mission. So sometimes it's, hey, maybe you should change your kit because your kit doesn't work. That definitely happened a few times. But a lot of times it feels like, okay, I have to use this specific weapon for this specific situation.
Or I will not beat this boss, yeah.
Or I will not beat this boss because like I just can't do enough impact damage because my weapons aren't built for impact damage.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
But I mean, still the game's great. The game's great. It has great combat. The boss fights I still enjoy for the most part, especially the final boss. The final boss is pretty fair. For the most part, and it looks really cool. I mean, granted, there's 3 different boss fights because there's 3 different endings. So I only had one. I haven't done the other endings. I never went back to the game because you get a new game plus, and you actually get access to new missions, and the old missions actually get new objectives added to them. And depending on what order you do the missions in, it'll change how the story changes, and it'll change the final boss as well.
Okay, very interesting.
But like I said, it's not for the faint of heart. I do recommend the game, of course, because it's on my top. It's on my top games of the year list. So, of course, I'm going to recommend it just like every game on here. But not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
Be ready to get your ass kicked.
For the faint of heart. Very fair.
All right. And, well, that's pretty much covers it for Armored Core. But speaking of robots, let's go on to your next one, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So my next one, which is my number 3 on the list. We have number 3.
Tonight's top story. War rages on in Detroit. A nuke floods the streets as a new gang leader emerges.
Yo, look at these beauties, huh? Break the glass and move it to the web.
A media break exclusive gives you access to how the police deal with this threat. Over to you, Cindy.
Good evening, Casey. Indeed, the new guy has united all the gangs to take control of the streets. But we are not alone.
Reinforcements have arrived.
RoboCop. I know, kind of weird putting it over RE4, but
I was about to say the RoboCop theme, but it was Terminator. Actually, I was gonna go do. Wait, no, it's Terminator.
No, that's Terminator. Wrong robot.
I forgot the RoboCop theme. I'm not a big RoboCop fan. Admittedly, I like Terminator more.
Yeah,
Terminator will definitely kick RoboCop's ass in a fight.
Don't you start? Don't start. Don't start, man. But I think it's been decided in Mortal Kombat already.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. We can settle that. We can. But so the RoboCop game takes place after the original RoboCop, supposedly, and they're trying to find out like the new drug dealer in town or the new criminal in town. And dude, it's a really good fucking game. I was so impressed with how good that game was. Like, it had no right being as good as it did. It really it put you into the shoes of RoboCop, and you even got you got to essentially be him. This game really makes you feel like RoboCop. But honestly, that's the whole freaking charm about it. Right from the first mission, you're using the Auto 9, which is his pistol. It's like a three shot burst weapon, and it's really good, and it feels really good to pop headshots on enemies because dude, fucking the gore in this game is it's good stuff. It's awesome. And they even did a callback to the original movie where shooting someone in the balls also counts as a critical shot. And because I don't know if you've seen the original RoboCop.
Yeah, but it's been some time.
Okay, well, there's a scene where there's someone taking a hostage. So RoboCop shoots him in the dick to incapacitate him. And so they brought that back as a reference. So it also counts, like it does as much damage as a headshot.
Oh yeah, dude, that's the most critical of critical hits.
Yes, dude, the most critical. And it's funny because even the animation plays exactly like the movie where it goes and like puts his hands on his balls and then he just falls to the floor and dies. But But yeah, so then there's that, and what I was really shocked about is the fact that this game is a pseudo RPG, and there's actually skill points that you can put into to upgrade certain abilities. You can have essentially like there's one called focusing, which upgrades your scanning, and if you upgrade it enough, one of the first abilities you get is RoboCop scans certain reflective surfaces that you can actually shoot bullets at and have it bounce off and hit somebody. And it's really fucking cheap and it's awesome. It's so awesome. And so you can actually stay in cover and still manage to shoot some people. Then there's that. Then there's also like little mini open zones where you can go out and do quests and do like side missions and stuff while also doing the main story. And it's a lot of fun. It's good action, and the gunplay is phenomenal. It's a great game. It's super, super fun. Like, I cannot say enough good things about it. The only thing that sucks, though, is the final boss.
What about it sucks?
It's cheap.
It's cheap.
It's cheap. The final boss is cheap. There's, like, no health whatsoever until the third phase, so you're just sitting there like, what the fuck? And you can't take cover. You essentially have to just if you don't have the certain upgrades that give you armor, you're essentially fucked. So that's why I tell you, when you play the game, make sure that you upgrade the armor enough.
Ah, okay.
Or you're screwed.
What difficulty did you play on?
I played on the hardest difficulty.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And it wasn't hard until that part.
Damn, and it's just, holy shit, what the fuck is this?
Exactly, dude. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why are you doing so much damage? Why can't I take cover? Why? And then at a certain point, the boss does like a grab that deletes half your life bar, and then he throws you, which deletes like another third, and you're like, why? Why? But yeah, good game. Very good game. Also has some choices that you can make that determine the outcome of like the ending, you know, or at least that's what it makes you feel like anyway. But very good game, very, very fun gameplay. Honestly, you know, just going through shooting criminals as RoboCop is an excellent power fantasy. I highly recommend it for everybody.
Yeah, Teon has Teon, the studio that made this RoboCop game. Man, they've really come far, because I remember when they made that crappy ass Rambo game.
Yeah,
Joe made the review about, and it was absolutely awful. Like, it was clearly no budget was put into it. They somehow got the license to it for like next to nothing.
Yeah,
they were probably given like 6 months to make the game, and it was just a broken ass on-rail shooter.
Yep.
And then they go on to make the Terminator game, which I forgot what it was called.
Resistance, I believe. Resistance,
yeah. And it was, a lot of people really like that game. Like, it's kind of like a cult classic where, you know, like a lot of the critics were like, this game's okay, but like there's a small subset of people who like really, really like the game and were like, wow, this is like the definitive Terminator game, or at the very least like the best Terminator game we've had in a very long time, because Terminator doesn't really have the best track record as far as games.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. There aren't that many very good Terminator games. Kind of like the movies, right?
Yeah.
A lot of good Terminator movies outside of 2, so I guess they kind of share that in common.
Yeah, dude.
But then Teon went from Terminator to now this RoboCop game, which has been getting pretty much near universal praise. Like, I haven't heard anyone say a single bad thing about this game.
Yep. They just made it.
At worst, they say it's kind of janky, right? You know, it's clearly a bit of a budget game, but it's still, you know, it's still very good. It's a clear love letter to the RoboCop game, RoboCop movies.
Absolutely. That's why I say, if you're a fan of RoboCop, just get this game. It's great.
All right. So, ready to move on?
Yes, sirree.
All right. So, for this next part, you're going to be hearing a lot of me blabbing.
Yes.
Because I'm going to go through my next 3 games. Wait, my next 4 games. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 games. But I'm going to go through them kind of quickly, because one of them we already talked about earlier.
Yes, you just placed it.
And we talked about it a lot in previous episodes.
Yes.
I just put it really high because I just liked it that much.
Yes.
and then James and I are going to talk about a game that we both really enjoyed together.
A couple, actually.
So, yeah. 2 of them, actually, yeah. So, the first game, which is my number 10, 9, 8, 7. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Armored Core 6 was 7. My bad.
Oh.
Armored Core 6 was 7.
Oh,
this
man.
game is my number 6. Damn. Okay, so never mind. Not 6 Armored Core 6. It was 7 Armored Core 6. But my real number 6 was...
We have to talk. This is something else. I need your help.
Are you sure this isn't something you can handle yourself?
I'm sure.
Spider-Man does whatever a Spider-Man can. That's right. So Marvel's Spider-Man 2, the sequel to the Marvel Spider-Man 2 PS4, not to be confused with Spider-Man 2 for the PS2, not to also be confused with Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro on the PS1. And also not to be confused with Spider-Man 2 for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, good lord.
That's why they put the Marvels part, because there's so many Spider-Man 2s.
Yes.
Like, okay, we need something to distinguish this. But, I mean, actually there really isn't too much to say about this game, because it's really just more of Marvel's Spider-Man 1, but just, kind of better in some ways, kind of worse in other ways. You're still sneaking around as Spider-Man, except now you also get to play as Miles Morales, who is the other Spider-Man, who, if you've played the previous game, you know that they were teasing Miles would be coming into the Spider-Man games, the Marvel Spider-Man games, and then Miles got his own game, and now Marvel Spider-Man 2, you actually get to play as both of them, and you can switch between them, and they all have like their own content that they can do, their own quests and such. But essentially doing the same thing, you're sneaking around, solving crimes, doing side quests, like picking up spider bots now instead of catching the pigeons that you found.
Yeah.
And they also added a wingsuit in the game. And the wingsuit, while it's fun, it kind of supplants the swinging a bit. Like at a certain point, I just stopped using swinging. I really didn't use that much swinging, so because the wingsuit's just really kind of overpowered, to be honest.
The wingsuit.
But I mean, besides that, and besides the story not being as good as the first game, the combat's still good. Stealth is still fun to do. Traversal is still amazing to do. All around, just a really good game. And weirdly enough, I think I like the first game more. I think the first game hit harder for me, mostly for the story reasons. But still, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is still great. Like if you love Spider-Man, of course you should get this game. Like, this is the way this game realizes Spider-Man and the way they write Spider-Man and Miles is great. Like, I love, like, Yuri Lowenthal as Spider-Man is great.
Yeah.
And god damn, these hiccups, bro. And then I don't know who plays Miles, but he's also great. And then they also have Venom in the game as well. So yeah, I mean, all around, really good game. Really good game. Great, actually. It's great. The next game, which is my number 5, so we're not getting to top 5 territory, is wait, I do the pause, right?
My blade will not waver.
I'm going to become a star and bring smiles to people's faces.
I bet you can't help but trip over opportunity in a town like this.
Forgot about that. It's Octopath Traveler 2.
Octopath Traveler, sorry.
Octopath Traveler. Yeah, gotta do my donkey voice.
Your donkey voice.
Yeah, so Octopath Traveler 2, I talked about this in previous episodes. It's pretty much your classic turn-based JRPG that's made by a small team within Square Enix, but the big selling point of this game is that it has what's called 2D HD graphics, where the game uses sprites, but they're like really high res, and then also uses 3D models. So it has this very interesting look to it where it looks kind of old school, but it's obviously got that modern shine to it. And I mean, it's a Japanese RPG game, right? You're going around saving the world, killing monsters, collecting loot, getting XP, leveling up. And also the other big selling point, which is actually the most important selling point, is the fact that you play as 8 different characters, but you can choose which one to start with. And all the 8 characters have their own stories that are like vignettes that you can play through. Mm-hmm. And then eventually, once you complete all 8 of their stories all the way through, then the main plot kicks in like towards the end of the game. And it's kind of cool. And it's the game's strength, but it's also kind of its weakness as well. Because you spend so much time with the characters and their personal stories that you kind of have to sacrifice the central story. Mm-hmm. The central story is kind of, it's kind of like, so it's like typical save the world kind of stuff, except the villain's motivation doesn't make much sense. It's like, oh, I'm sad and the world is mean to me, but it's like, for reasons I don't want to get too much into, it's like, doesn't make much sense, dude. Like you saw things that probably should have changed your mind, but okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, all around, absolutely great game. And it's surprisingly long too. Like I didn't think the game. It took me like 80 hours to get through the whole game. I didn't think it was gonna be that long. Like it was something like 80-hour ass RPG game. So I spent a long time on this one. This one took me like. I remember I played it when I first bought it at the beginning of the year, and then I took a few months hiatus. Yeah. And I came back to it and I played it again.
Honestly, that just sounds like JRPG standard. Takes forever to.
Well, some of them are short, right? Like Chrono Trigger, my favorite Japanese RPG game, is only like 20 hours. It's like 25 hours.
Yeah.
And speaking of Chrono Trigger, my next game, my number 4, is a game inspired by Chrono Trigger, as well as other old school Japanese RPG games, and that is. That is Sea of Stars. So Sea of Stars is, again, another JRPG game, but this one has a little bit more of a creative twist with its combat. Mm-hmm. So this one is like a mix of, oh my god, fucking hiccups, dude. It's kind of pissing me off. It's like a mix of Super Mario RPG, where when you attack, you have to press a button at certain times so you can get bonus hits. But it's also like Chrono Trigger in that you have like tag team attacks and stuff. And this is a game that's that's also like Octopath Traveler in that it's absolutely beautiful. Mm-hmm. For me personally, this game has the best art style of the year and also has the best music of the year. Like in the Game Awards, I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't nominated for music because the music is amazing. And I know Alan Wake probably has great music. Of course, Hi-Fi Rush has pretty good music, but this game really should have been nominated. Oh, and of course, they nominated Zelda because Zelda.
Well, but yeah, but that seems pretty standard for the industry, if I'm being honest.
But Sea of Stars, music is great. The graphics, the art style is gorgeous. And the combat system is simple, but it's well thought out, and it requires you to use all the tools they give you because, you have your magic spells, and the magic spells do a lot of damage, but you can only cast it like a few times before you run out. You can use it maybe once or twice before you run out of magic, and then you have to hit them to regain your magic.
Yes.
I think I discussed this in one of the previous episodes, like how the battle system is. Like everything kind of like loops into itself. It's like, okay, I'm going to cast my spells, and then every time I cast my spells, I now need to use physical attacks to regain my magic. And as I'm using my magic, I increase my combo bar, which lets you do tag team attacks. So you're kind of like looping through. It's like physical magic tag team, physical magic tag team, physical magic tag team. You kind of have to change that dynamic on the fly as the boss battle goes on, or just any battle whatsoever goes on. The only thing is the writing is a little iffy at times. Sometimes it could be like a little corny, or things are underexplained, or things some things happen that like don't really make much sense. But still, I mean, when you think of the good combat system, the beautiful art style, the great music, and the fact that this just gives me all the nostalgia feels for a game like Chrono Trigger, even though I wasn't around when Chrono Trigger was around, because it came out in 93, but I think it came up a little bit before I was born. So if you're a game that can make me nostalgic for a period I wasn't even born for, then yeah, you deserve to be on my list. You definitely deserve to be on the top 5 at the very least.
Very nice. I'm glad you had a good time with this game.
Yeah, no, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. All right, and then my number 3, which is a game that James actually went over earlier, and it's
You see, we are all connected through the holy body. When you need only accept the sacred gift.
Christ!
Like she did.
Temperance, child.
I've taken the liberty of preparing some entertainment for you. The entertainment. Without further ado, the gallant knight protects the princess fair.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
Woo!
I mean, what is there to say about this game that we haven't said already?
Exactly.
Like, it's amazing, right? They did a great job updating it, bringing updates to the combat system. They added the parry mechanic. They added new ways to use the knife that you could do. They added like new melee attacks and stuff. Added new enemy types, and they also updated all the characters too. Like Ashley is way better in this game than she was in the first game.
Yep.
Like she's actually a character now. She's not just some annoying screaming little wench. Leon, right? Bitch, shut up.
Bitch, get in the dumpster.
Yeah, where you fucking belong. Now it's like, okay, now it's like you want to protect Ashley. It's like, okay, sweetie, you get in the dumpster. It's okay. We're going to be okay, all right?
Okay,
You're going to kill the baddies. You're okay. Right? And then Lewis is also a better character. He's much more featured in the main plot. In the main plot.
Yes.
Krauser is, I think, for the most part, better. I don't like his voice, but I think as a character, he's better.
Yeah.
The only character I think they're trying to drop the ball with is Sadler.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like Sadler was great in the original game because he just talks shit to you the entire time. Just absolute shit talker. And in this game, like he just shows up in the end and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm here.
I'm here." Yeah. Oh, you know what? Also, I know we talked about it before, but we didn't like the voice for Ada either.
Oh, she was terrible.
Yeah.
I thought she was terrible. I liked her voice actress in two remake.
Yeah, in 2 remake. Yeah. Like I know we
talked. Of course, the original voice actress.
Yeah, we talked about it. Like she just sounds bored. You know.
Yeah, that's right. She just sounds bored the entire time.
Yeah.
I think they tried to make her sound like. They tried to make her like sound too cool for school, but she just came off as bored.
Yeah, dude, which is lame.
Yeah, Leda always had like a cool but seductive sounding voice. Like she always sounded calm, but like kind of playful at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's
and in this game, she's just like, I'm just gonna talk like this the entire time.
Yeah, dude,
because I'm so cool.
Like her whole femme fatale vibe was just gone.
Yeah, it's just not there.
Yeah, it's just not there, and it's like that's why we like Ada. That's why we want Leon to be with Ada. Now we're actually
she is. Huh?
No, I was gonna say like when we're rooting for a Leon Ashley relationship instead of a Leon Ada relationship, you have fucked up. You have fucked up.
Yeah, it's like Ada is kind of like Catwoman to Leon's Batman in many ways.
Yeah, except imagine getting a fuck. I forgot the voice actress's name for Catwoman. She voiced Azula.
Oh,
Griffin, something Griffin.
Fuck.
Yes.
Great Griffin.
Yeah. So imagine getting Catwoman and then going from Grey Griffin to, well, not Grey Griffin.
Board Valley Girl.
Yeah, Board Valley Girl. Exactly. Oh my God. Ugh. Gross.
Yeah, Great Griffin. It's Great Griffin or Great Deliz? Because I think she got like divorced and then she changed her name back to her maiden name.
Well, we know.
I don't know what she goes by nowadays.
Yeah, but we know.
Well, Azula.
Yeah, Azula. Also, one of the women that voiced like all of our childhood, because she's one of those voice actresses that's in fucking everything.
Her and Tara Strong.
Yeah, her, Tara Strong, and también Jennifer Hale. Dude, they're in everything, man. Fuck. But yeah, dude. So
it's like,
yeah,
it's like, oh, Simpsons did it.
Yeah, Simpsons.
At that episode, Stopper. Simpsons did it. Oh, Jennifer Hill's in it. What?
What? Yeah, Jennifer Hill.
Great Griffin's in it. What?
What?
Okay.
Same thing. Right. Same thing with. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go.
No. Go.
No, I was just going to continue the joke because there's also like men. Like it's either Nolan North, Troy Baker, or Matt Mercer.
Yeah, well, that's more modern, right? Especially Matt Mercer. Holy shit, he's in everything.
Dude, he's in everything.
That man works.
Yeah, dude. Well, dude, he's got to fund his freaking D&D campaigns, man. That shit ain't cheap, I imagine.
That shit funds itself. They're owned by a company.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
They're funded by a company. That shit funds itself, bro. So he's rolling in the bank, him and his wife.
Nice, dude. Good for him. I love that man.
Yeah, great guy. So now we have our top two each.
Yes, sir.
I'm done blabbing away. Good sir, why don't you introduce this next one? Because my throat is tired, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, of course. All right, here we go. And game number 2 for the both of us.
Finally, we meet, son. The stage is set.
The light shines brightest in the darkest of times.
All right, buddy, I'm here for you. Don't worry.
Lies of P. The best, as my friend Jesse wrote in his review, the best Souls game not made by FromSoft. And I wholeheartedly agree. I literally downloaded this game yesterday to just kind of play it because honestly, my list was pretty meek and anemic. So I was like, yeah, let me just play it. Like, how bad could it be? And because I'm not a Souls player, by any stretch of the imagination. So, I'm just kind of, chilling. I like watching you play. I think the first Souls game I actually tried was Sekiro, which is a fun game, but I have never gotten around to finishing it. But Lies of P, dude, I like it a lot. Even though, as I said before, I have not made it yet to the part where it filters out, because apparently that's a thing you said. So
you're not the halfway point.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but dude, honestly, I'm having a good time. I love I think I'm starting to realize I really like games with a good parry mechanic, and I think Lies of P has one of the best parry mechanics I've seen. You guard, and it takes some health away, but you can get it back if you do damage, and then if you do a perfect guard, you take no damage, and you end up doing damage to the enemy's weapon. And if you do if you do that enough times, you can stagger them and then go in for a finisher. Well, not a finisher, but a super heavy, gruesome attack, which I love so much. Honestly, I know I'm gonna let you talk about this game more and more, but because you beat it, actually, I think you beat it twice.
I beat it twice.
Yes, yeah, you beat this twice. So I'm gonna let you talk about it more. I'm just gonna give your voice a rest. But dude, I love everything about this game. The art direction of this game. Oh, by the way, Bella Epoch. That's the era. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember where?
I looked it up. I looked it up today.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Bella Epoch.
yeah. But the Bella Epoch era is fucking beautiful. The character models are awesome. Like I said, the combat is great. I went with the versatility route, so it gives you a rapier. Did I say that right? Rapier.
Yeah, rapier.
Yeah, rapier. Super fun. Super fun. And the story's actually pretty interesting. You know, you're fighting these puppets with these red eyes. And it looks creepy as fuck. And there's like some kind of disease running through the streets and shit. And yeah, dude. And so far the boss fights have been great. Yeah, no, it's pretty much it. I like this game a lot.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear, and I'm so surprised, man, that just because you're not even halfway through the game, and you're already like, oh, I'm gonna put this in my top two of the year.
Yes, dude, top 2. Yeah, man, it's good. I mean, that might change once I get my ass handed to me at that halfway mark that you mentioned.
We'll see.
But we'll see. But yeah, dude, it's pretty fun game.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear. Well, for me personally, like, I mean, like I said in my Steam review, right? It's the best Souls game not made by FromSoft, and it is insane how 1-to-1 the translation is from Souls game to this game, and it's crazy like how well they were able to adapt the Souls formula and without it coming off as plagiarism. Because like you look at the game, right? If you go 10 feet back and you squint, it's like, is that a FromSoft game? Like what? Like, you wouldn't know. Like if I didn't tell you that this was made by a Korean studio that never had any experience making a Souls game, you'd be like, wait, what the fuck? Wait, this is their first attempt at this? Because Souls games at this point are like the genre is like the Village Bicycle for like indie games and like other developers, because so many people have tried to ape the Souls formula and so many of them have utterly failed. Like I can count the number of games that were close to being as good as a FromSoft Souls game or about the same, and like it's maybe like 3 I can think of.
Yeah.
Right. Like the Neo games, and that's pretty much it. Like just the Neo games, maybe Wolong. I haven't played Wolong, but it looks pretty good. So, and people say it's good, so I'll just give it the benefit of the doubt. And just to say, okay, like those 3 games, and now Lies of P, right? And I can say that from personal experience after beating the game twice.
Yeah,
it's. I mean, they capture the feel of combat, the punishing but fair difficulty, the level design. Is there. It's a little more linear than what you'd expect from like a Souls-like game. Might be a little too linear, but it's still got like those interconnecting paths and those shortcuts you come to expect. And of course the great boss fights. Like it's not a Souls game unless you have a great boss fight. I mean, James, you only experienced the first 3.
3? Yeah, 3.
3. Yeah,
the
three, right?
Yeah, the circus one, the Watchman, and then Fuoco. The boiler.
Oh, and the donkey too. So
Mad Donkey, but I don't really count that as.
I guess it's more like a mini boss.
Yeah, I would say it's more of a mini boss. Yeah.
Okay, so 3.
Yeah.
Right. There's 12 or 13 in total. I don't remember exactly how many. And then the late stage bosses are great. Like the boss fights just get better and better. With the exception of one fight that was kind of bullshit. I didn't like it too much. I learned it, and then I got good at it, but it was kind of a pain in the ass. But these boss fights are like they're up there with like the best that you'd expect from a Souls game. Like it's right up there with the Souls of Cinder, right up there with the Abyss Watchers, right up there with Ornstein and Smog, right up there with the Nameless King. Like I'm not name dropping all these things, but obviously you don't know.
I don't know
Souls
any of
fans
that.
will know that these are yeah. Or Lady Maria from Bloodborne. Like it's just all these great boss fights that people have come to know and love. And then on top of all that, then you also have like all the weapon variety that you have. The fact that you can combine the blades of weapons with the handles of weapons, that gives you an amazing level of customization, because like the handle changes the moveset, but the blade changes like the damage type, and you can make all sorts of different combinations for it to give you like different weapons that give you different bonuses and stuff. And it allows for a lot of open-ended build making. I mean, obviously not as much as a Souls game, because you can't pick a sorcerer and you can't pick an archer guy.
Yeah.
Right. You can't wear a shield. You can't choose two-hand weapon or one-handed. You can't choose to like dual wield weapons. You can't do stuff like that. But still, like, given within the limited scope that it has, it still allows for a fair amount of build variety.
I agree.
And all the weapons feel unique with each other. There's so many things that you can do with weapons, and so many fun weapons to use. Like you saw me using the Kung Fu sword.
Yes.
With the parry. And like that's a unique mechanic to that sword. Like if you hold the charge attack, he does his little fancy animation, and then he does a ding, and then he attacks you doing a ding, then you do a counter attack on them.
Yes.
And it's so rewarding to land it and get those big hits for big damage, especially when you get like an amulet that like increases your counterattack damage. So like you're just hitting for like bucket loads of damage.
God, that sounds like so much fun. I can't wait to get that sword.
It is fun. But you get it towards the end of the game. It's more of a new game plus weapon, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Because I got it towards the end, but like it was kind of slow and I wasn't used to it. And I kind of wanted to beat the game already. So I was like, I think I'm just going to stick to the rapier. I pretty much just use the rapier the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rapier will carry you throughout the entire game.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I like the way the rapier works. So
yeah, it's a good weapon. It'll carry you throughout the entire game.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I want to find like I guess a better sword.
There's good ones.
There are good ones. Okay.
There's good.
Because so far I've been finding everything but a sword. Like I found the fire axe, the police baton, but those are blunt weapons, and I'm like, no, give me another rapier.
Remember, you can always change it. You can take the blade off and put on a new handle.
Yeah, but I still need to learn what that is. But honestly, like I'm doing all right with the weapon I have now, so, so I'm just gonna kind of leave it there. So
yeah, and then another thing I want to say before we move on is there are some things that this game actually does better than Souls games. Like the combat, for example, I think is better in this game than in a Souls game. It's got more layers to it and more things for you to think about. Because like in Souls games, it's very simple. Like a lot of Souls games, they're very simple combat. You kind of just you roll, you attack, you can use your R1 attack, and then you that's pretty much it. Like I mean, obviously you can mix it up. There's ways to mix it up, but you can get by just pressing R1, right? Just circle and using R1 and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously there's exceptions to the rule, like some weapons you might want to use a heavy attack and stuff. But like for this game, it's like, okay, now like you have to use all of your tools. You have to use your Fable Arts, which are like your super attacks.
Yep.
Because those do big damage. You have to use your parries, because if not, you can't stagger them.
Yep.
You have to use your charged heavies, because if not, you can't stagger them.
Yep.
Right? All these things. And then of course you have your Legion arm, which is like a prosthetic arm that your character can use, and they have different benefits. Like one arm, let's use a grappling hook. Then you can switch it out for a flamethrower. You can switch another one out for like a grenade launcher,
like electric fist,
or electricity. That's the one you got.
Yeah, that's the one I just got recently. Yeah,
you just got that one. I didn't use that one that much, to be honest. I mostly just used the puppet string, the grappling hook.
Yeah, I think that's the most useful one. So
yeah, overall it's the most useful one, but there's no bad one either. There's really no bad one.
Yeah, it's more of a preference thing than anything else, which is great.
Yeah, it just depends on the situation, really.
Yeah, but
yeah, like I said, all around great game. And actually, this was lower on the list, but after playing through it a second time, like I fell in love with the game more, and I actually shot past Resident Evil 4. Like, it was number 3 originally.
I see.
And then after thinking about it, I'm like, this game's like kind of something special, and the fact that it's from a relatively unknown studio, and this is their first time at this formula. And the fact that he nailed it so hard, I have to put number 2.
I agree.
And it would have been Game of the Year if it were not for this next game.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously. Honestly, I feel like, we'll get to it later, but...
which has pretty much been 2023 in a nutshell. It's like, okay, any of these games...
would have been Game of the Year.
Game of the Year.
If
not for this one.
Yes, dude.
All right, so... My throat's still tired. What's our next game?
Sure thing.
What is our final game? Our game of the year.
Our game of the year. Oh my God. Yeah, this game still gives me tingles. Ready?
Wait. 1, 2, 3.
The future of Baldur's Gate hangs in the balance. Will you be the hero and save it from looming darkness? Or will the city crumble under your influence? Explore the vastness of the Forgotten Realms, overcoming its challenges however you choose. This journey is yours to make.
Baldur's Gate 3. I was gonna say Bearfucker Simulator, but but no, dude. But yes, sir. Baldur's Gate 3, a game that has been in development for some time now. I think it's been 3 years.
No, it was in early access for like 3 years, but it was in development for like 3 years.
Exactly. So 3 years in early access. 3 years in development. Then they came out in early access for another 3 years. Then it came out this year. Honestly, bro, this kind of came out of nowhere. Like they announced it, and we're like, "Oh, interesting." And then the reports came out. Like, guys, this game is an anomaly. Just want to let you know, don't use this as a standard. And I'm like, that's a really odd thing to say. What are you not telling me about this game? And sure enough, we played early access, and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is this game? This game has been absolute fun from start to finish. I remember it was on your wish list for a long time. And
because I was always interested in it.
Yes, and then I looked into it, and I was like, oh, this is like Dungeons and Dragons, but made into a video game. Oh, this should be pretty interesting. But again, I didn't really think much into it. But then I actually bought it in early access because I wanted to see what it was all about. And then that's when I told you, I was like, bro, get this game now. Like, we need to play it in early access, like, right now. And then I got Manny into it too. And dude, just in early access, we were having the fucking time of our lives. It was so much fun. And then, of course, the full game came out, and we were just going through everything, finding secrets. I think we've played the beginning act like what?
Like five times.
Like,
we're like a good. We did it in early access. Then I did it. Then we did it most of it again with you, me, and Dan.
Yes.
And now we've done most of it with you and me.
Yeah, for the tactician run. And the impressive, we've said it before, the impressive thing about it is every time we played it, we found something new.
Yeah, every time. There's always something new. The ambition and scope and love that went into this game is immense.
I would say unprecedented.
Nothing less than immense. Yeah. That's a great word for it. Unprecedented.
Unprecedented. Like, these people did not have to go hard, and they did. Why? Because they just wanted to make a good fucking video game.
And they ended up making a masterpiece.
They really did.
Like, I can think of so few things wrong with this game outside of, some of the writing in Act 3 maybe, but like outside of that, like it knocks everything out of the park so hard that like any grievances I had with it are overshadowed by the positives.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you have a great story with great characters who have fulfilling character arcs that all tie into the main story in organic ways that don't feel like, kind of like an ass pool.
Yes.
You have a deep and rewarding a combat system that lets you do pretty much anything you can think of, which is so true to D&D.
Yes.
You have a beautiful worlds to explore, tons of quests to undertake, all of which take your decision making into consideration with decisions that actually matter.
Yes.
You have a deep progression system it's using D&D system, so it's kind of cheating, but it also adds a ton of quality of life updates to D&D that makes it feel even better to play when done in a video game format.
Yes, dude.
The game is tons of content in it. It's like 100 hours long, and it never feels padded out.
Yes, dude.
If anything, it feels a little rushed towards the end, which is like what I mentioned earlier with Act 3. And on top of all that, they have multiplayer. You can play this whole game with your friends.
Yes, dude. All the way through. Literally. All the way through. Your own...
No compromises. You and your friends will experience the same thing.
Your own D&D campaign with your friends that you've always wanted to do.
And you actually might finish it this time.
Well, I don't know. Because we have like... what is it? 2 or 3 games?
Well, we had the early access one. That doesn't count. I got deleted.
Yeah, that's deleted. Invalid. That doesn't count. But yeah, we have ours with.
But we have 2.
Yes, dude, we have ours with Manny, and then we have our tactician run, and then honestly, we're probably gonna do one with the new difficulty mode that they added.
Honor mode, right? Yes, and then on top of all that, right? On top of all those great things I mentioned, this is a studio that really cares about your feedback and has been making the game even better. As great as the game was at launch, now is the best possible time to play it because they've added more quality of life changes. They added an entire epilogue section that takes all of your decisions into consideration, has tons of permutations.
Yes.
On it. They changed, they made it so that you can change your appearance mid-game. They improved the inventory management. They added the honor mode so that you have even more reason to play the game. And honor mode adds a bunch of new twists. So, like, it's so good, dude. Man. And as someone who played it all the way through, it was so magical. Because I know you didn't get to finish it, unfortunately.
No, I didn't get to,
because you got busy and it's a very long game.
Yes, but I'm telling you, dude, like what I did play, I loved. I absolutely loved it. So just because I didn't finish this game does not mean I can't call it a masterpiece. Because what I played was probably one of the best gaming experiences of the past year. So
past year, this is like the best gaming experience like the past decade.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just saying like the past year because it was it's on our list for games of 2023. But yeah, like this game is great. I have no doubt that Larian will become a household name now. And it's great because they've been making the Divinity series for a while, and those are also critically acclaimed games, but they just never, they never broke into the mainstream. But now with Baldur's Gate, and honestly, you can thank I guess you can call it a controversy if you want. You can thank the controversy because, dude, people that have never played games like this ever are getting into it and loving this game. So
yeah, people who have gone on and said, hey, I don't like turn-based games, or I don't like Dungeons and Dragons, or I don't like RPG games, have all said, wow, this is something special.
Yes, dude. Absolutely.
This is something amazing. So, I mean, that should be a testament to just what an achievement this game is.
And if not that,
God, such a good fucking game.
It's such a good fucking game. Sorry.
Good fucking game.
And
that Halo Reach Eagle Raptor video.
Yes, bro. Those are classics. You guys got to watch them if you haven't seen them. But also, dude, you know what, man? If Testimony doesn't convince you, then it makes modern day game developers, modern day AAA game developers sweat and say, hey, you should not expect us to make games like this. And it's like, why? You guys,
You've done it before.
You guys have done it before. You guys are literally bragging about how you're making record profits and have all of the resources available. You literally have more resources than Larian will ever have, most likely. And you're telling me you can't do something like this?
This is a game BioWare would have made if they never stopped with the Dragon Age games.
Yes, dude.
And if they weren't trying so hard to be like an action game studio now.
Action game studio, more like a fucking microtransaction live service studio. Honestly.
Yeah, with Anthem and all.
What? Yes.
Ugh. Like with Anthem. Their last games are Anthem and Mass Effect Andromeda.
That game was garbage. I played it and I beat it twice, and I'm like, this game sucks. Like, it literally is sitting in my library collecting dust.
And then Dragon Age Inquisition, like the rhetoric around that game has kind of turned around a bit, where people are like, this hasn't aged very well.
No, it has not either.
Maybe it wasn't as good as we thought it was. Because I remember at the time, like everyone was in love with that game, myself included.
Yeah.
And then I went back and played it again, like, this isn't that great.
Yeah, same.
It's got some good moments. Obviously, Varric is still great.
Yeah, of course.
I really liked Cassandra.
Yes.
And I liked her romance path. But everything else was
no, dude. It was.
Oh, and I liked what's that guy's name? Dorian?
Oh yeah, the gay wizard. He was great.
Yeah, I liked him too.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
yeah, dude, it's lame. Honestly, this is the game Bioware would have made if they would have stayed true to who they were. But that's not the case anymore. Honestly, speaking of Bioware, like this game did so well that I don't know if it was a coincidence or not, or if it was just poor timing, or maybe it did have an effect. But they've essentially shaken up the next Dragon Age again. Like they're like, we're gonna stop production on this game. We got to reevaluate some things. Like they realize, shit, whatever we make will not stand up to this. Probably, like most likely, whatever game they're gonna make is gonna be fucking awful. Especially after the leaks came out, because people saw what they saw some of the game, right, and people were not impressed. Am I correct?
It was. I guess some people were like, it looked very God of War-ish.
Yeah,
like
that's what it was. Yeah,
God of War-ish, which could be okay. Right? I don't want to be too hard in the game because it was just a few seconds of gameplay. I don't want to be too hard on something that's not entirely finished.
No,
but
for sure.
Considering the track record BioWare has been on late, I don't have too much confidence.
No, of course not. And the fact, and like I said, they stopped production, they let people go, and now.
Oh yeah, and then the way they've been treating their employees.
Yes, dude.
Like employees that have been there for decades.
Gone.
Yeah, gone. The original writer of the first Baldur's Gate game.
Gone.
Yeah, gone. Right, like just fuck them.
Like, come on, dude. Like. What the fuck is wrong with you people, man? So this game is so Baldur's. Essentially, what I'm saying is Baldur's Gate 3 has been making a lot of big name studios sweat and kind of like be taken aback. Like we can't make a game like this, and gamers are like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" No, now you have no excuse because literally a no name. Well, I say no name, but what would you just say? Larian is a mid-level studio.
Yeah, they were kind of like mid-level niche.
Yeah, mid-level niche.
Up until this point, they made great games, but they were niche. They were never mainstream.
Exactly. So, dude, like, come on. They made a great game with limited resources compared to them. They were.
I mean, they did have a lot of money, but they all got the money on their own.
Yeah, they got the money on their own. Like they didn't
through a lot of smart business decisions that they made.
Exactly.
Like they did, like they set up several studios around the world so that they can collaborate with each other properly, and they hired like English writers to properly help out because they're based in like Bulgaria, I think, or Belgium.
Yeah.
So obviously their English isn't going to be the best. No. So they're going to hire English writers to come over and look over the script and stuff and help them out with it.
Exactly. So
and then they have another studio devoted to animation and stuff, and so
yep.
And they were also able to secure these funds and keeping a steady war chest for them.
Yes, exactly.
To make this game.
Yeah, bro.
And to be clear, we're not asking for a game like the size of Baldur's Gate. We just want you to give a shit.
Yes, dude. Seriously.
Just make a game that feels like you give a shit.
Yeah, bro. Make it
and has vision and conviction behind it.
Yeah, bro. Instead of it being a clear fucking money grab,
like a clear money grab, or just something that was just didn't know what it wanted to be. So it just became nothing.
Exactly. And that's all we want. Because too many studios nowadays, they want to make the most amount of money while doing the least amount of work possible. And yeah, efficiency wise, great. That's awesome. But this is art. Video games are art. They require people to give a shit for it to be effective, and that's all we want. We want you to give a shit. We want you to make actual good games. And please, stop trying to shoehorn needless monetization in it as well. So essentially this game, for better or for worse, was a big middle finger to the industry saying look, Nobody's made a great game with none of your bullshit, and look how great they're doing. Like, people are so fucking starved that people who don't play this genre are enjoying this game. Like, come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like we're kind of derailing from the main point.
Sorry.
The game's great.
This game is phenomenal. Please buy it. Buy it with your friends. Dude, play this game with your friends. Like, this game is literally made to be played with people. A full party of people. And play the game how you want. Like, if you want to try and, like, play the story how you think it's supposed to go, fine. But, dude, don't be afraid to, like, fuck some shit up, man. Like... In the early access, I was literally in the middle of dialogue, and this fucking guy shoves one of his friends off the railing, and we get triggered into a fight. And I thought, oh my god! Then I thought that was so funny because literally the conversation just like stops, and also in the game, even though I'm in conversation, I can still see him moving in the back. So I'm literally there in the middle of talking to somebody, and I just see Jesse's character shove the other dude off the fucking rail. And then the conversation just stops, and then it exits out of the dialogue like camera angle, and then we rolled for initiative. I'm like, wait, what the fuck just happened? Then Manny's like, Jesse just shove this guy off the cliff. I'm like, god damn it. But gods.
So yeah. Game of the year, absolute masterpiece. Can I mean discussions for greatest game of all time?
Absolutely.
Greatest game of decade, greatest RPG, greatest lots of shit.
Greatest lots of shit, man. This game deserves it all. It worked very hard, and it has captivated, well, a whole community that is by nature divided as fuck.
Also, shout out to the voice cast. We shouldn't have mentioned this.
Yes, dude.
Shout out to the voice cast. They're all great people. They're super cool. They did amazing work on it.
They did.
All of them absolutely knocked it out the park.
Yes, and then we really do mean all of them. Like, there was not one character we didn't...
Yes, even the people who voiced the squirrels, because yes, even the squirrels have voices.
Yes.
The freaking cows have voices.
Yes, dude.
All right, everything is voice acted in this game. Literally fucking everything. Every animal, every person.
We're telling you, man.
And they all killed it.
We're deep throwing this game for a reason. Go out and buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Play with friends.
Yes.
You
play with friends. Play on your own. Just play.
Yeah, dude, just play. You will not be disappointed. Oh,
all right. Well,
yeah. Damn.
That concludes our fillet fest.
Yes. But yeah, dude. But we're really happy because honestly, 2023 as a whole was just a great year for gaming, and you know, as gamers, that makes us very happy. So
yeah. Well, great year for games, bad year for game devs. Because before we go, I just want to say that if you're a dev out there, I'm so sorry for how our corporate overlords have been treating you guys. You guys all deserve better.
Yes, you do.
And I hope you guys bounce back soon, because the way you are treated for the happiness and entertainment you give us is undeserved.
Yes, it is. You know, we know that we know it's kind of like a trope to, you know, to have artists suffer for their work, but no, man, like you guys, like you should be suffering.
You shouldn't suffer.
Like you shouldn't suffer at the hands of a corporate overlord. Like if you're going to suffer for the art, it should be because like you're trying so hard to make something special, and not because some asshole that's in charge, quote unquote, you know? So
some douche in a suit.
Yes, dude, some douche in a suit who doesn't know shit about what he's managing, which seems to be the fucking that seems to be the MO for business nowadays. But yeah.
All right. Well, with that, do you want to sign us out?
Yes, sirree. Thank you guys very much for joining us on this episode of Two Bar Connection. We really appreciate you guys coming our way and listening to us. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and I'm missing one. Forgot. What is this?
No, YouTube, Apple, YouTube, Apple, Amazon Music, and Spotify.
That's it. Oh, I did say it? Okay, cool. Awesome.
That's it.
Nice. And so just be sure to leave us a like and subscribe. Leave a comment below to what you want us to cover, especially on the next episode, because there's going to be a lot of gaming news to cover. So let us know what you want us to cover that you find the most important to you. And we'll see you in the next one, guys.
All right. So once again, thank you for coming to our exciting Game of the Year episode. So, and good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Peace.
Bye, everybody.